Before we get into our weekly shout out, I want to talk about the bizarre case of Richard Okorogheye, the 19-year-old boy who went missing on March 22nd of 2020. The police said that what happened to Richard is an unexplained cause of death. But if you've been watching my video, then you will know that my mantra is people don't just go missing. This particular case is strange and I will tell you why in a second. Richard left home on March 22nd of 2020 but didn't come back home. So his mother went to work and returned home late and assumed that the boy was in bed sleeping. She didn't really bother to check. It was later in the day that she realized that he wasn't even home that night. I mean, I don't know why she didn't check on him, but I mean, as a mother, even if you work late, when you come home, the last thing you do before you hit your head on the pillow is to peep in, make sure that everyone is where they are, unless you know that someone is not going to be home that night. But just as an instinct, you would check. We understand he's a 19-year-old boy. He had sickle cell, so he usually leave the house to go get a blood transfusion, which was like weekly or every 2 weeks. But then, knowing that this boy stays home most of the time, I don't know why his mom came home and didn't bother checking his room to see if he was there. As a mother, it's usually one of the things we do. We just want to make sure, just take that last quick check to be sure that everyone is in their bed. So CCTV captured him walking down the street. He was wearing a black hoodie with the Adidas logo on it, but it didn't look like a proper winter jacket. His mom said that he left home without a jacket and his wallet, just his phone. And in that CCTV footage, you can see him looking on his phone. But he got on the bus, but no one knew where he got off. And that's another weird thing. And one thing I noticed was that he was looking at his phone, while he was walking. Was he chatting with someone? Was he talking to someone? Or was he just, browsing around? Was there someone he was going to meet? Did someone, invite him somewhere that his parents didn't know of? And, like I said, his mom told the press that he's always home. He goes to school, and he had some school-related stress in the past. So I don't know, he wasn't doing well in school for some reason. So that contributed to some of the issues he was having. But his mom didn't go into much detail as to what actually was going on with her son. She only just said that, he was going through a lot of stress in school, plus his illness, and that he stayed home most of the time except when he goes to get blood transfusion. So him leaving the house was a little bit strange, and him not coming back and communicating, and they've called his phones and all that, and none of his friends knew where he was. It was just a bit strange. She claimed that when his disappearance was first reported, the police did nothing, and initially told her that the 19-year-old boy was an adult, so she basically doesn't need to look for him. But then this is a boy that lives with her, and of course, if your son goes missing, it doesn't matter if he's 100 years old, you'd still want to look for him, especially when he's never done such a thing before. You don't just tell a parent to go fold your hands. He's an adult, he will come back. That's not the right way to handle such. So she told the police that he's a young adult with a medical condition, and he has left home without his medication. She told the officer that he had no jacket, no money, so she was worried. And the response she got from the police was like, oh, sorry. Every time she calls them, they will say, oh, sorry, we don't have an update for you. So already in the police mind, they're like, oh, we don't have to waste our time. This is a 19-year-old boy. He probably wandered away, or he's probably cooling off with friends. But then a missing person case is a missing person case. It doesn't matter if the person is 42. I have never had that someone, an older adult, even if they're 50 years old, went missing and the police say, oh, he's an adult, you don't have to look for him. What's the point of looking for a missing person? Why are they there as police people if they cannot jump into action immediately? It doesn't make sense, right? His mom also said that he was a very civilized boy, was focused, intelligent, loved by everyone. She said, we feel he has been taken away. He went to a friend and something happened to him. Now, this is his mom already raising this suspicion that something happened to the boy, that he went to his friends. But who are the friends? I didn't get any information about these friends. I don't know how many friends the boy had. But when something like this happens, there are lots of people to zoom in on. First and first, like I asked earlier, what happened before March 22nd, the day he went missing? Did he have an argument with his mom? Was there something? Did he have an argument with his own friends? What about my dad or any other relative that visits the house? We don't know, right? And then after he disappeared, he stopped communication. They wouldn't reach him on the phone. But then where did he go to? But eventually the police joined the parents in pleading with Richard to come home. Now, this was on March 22nd. And then all throughout this while, the police didn't do much for the family. The mom was the only one running helter-skelter trying to find her son. And then eventually the police came around after the media and, people started calling them out in the way they're handling this matter. So they sat up and then decided to release a statement asking the boy to contact his mom or contact them, that he should come home, that everyone is looking for him. Even if he doesn't want to come home, he should at least let them know that he's safe. But 2 weeks later, the police found his body on Epping Forest Pond. 2 weeks. That's how long this young man went missing for before they found his body. Whole 14 days. A lot of things could have happened within. So the police concluded that his cause of death is unexplained. A postmortem found no evidence of physical trauma or assault. So what the police is saying here is that Mr. Richard woke up on the morning or afternoon of March 22nd, left home, got on the bus, disappeared. Poof, just like that. And they didn't bother looking for him because he's an adult. I didn't know that police only look for children, maybe toddlers. They don't look for adults. Doesn't make sense. So from March 22nd to April 5th, 2 weeks, that's how long that boy was out there, sick, probably in pain, who knows. That's how long he took before his body was found in a pond. How did he get in the pond? What happened? Didn't anyone see him going near the pond? What they are trying to say is that the boy committed suicide, and his mom is saying, no, my boy did not commit suicide. But we don't know. There's a lot missing here, especially from his mom. She's not telling us what happened before this boy decided to leave home. What made him want to take a walk? Let's just assume that he went for a walk. Why did he leave home? And she's saying that she came home that night and she didn't see him. She didn't check on him. She assumed that he was in bed. You don't assume that your kid is home. You call them out. Even if it's midnight, you just open the door, take a peep, and then walk away. That's what a lot of people do, So there's just so many question marks here. And then this boy's body was found in a pond, and the police are saying that we don't know what happened to him. The autopsy doesn't show any sign of assault or any physical trauma. So this boy just walked straight into the pond and killed himself. It doesn't make sense to me. And here are my questions. Did the police ever check his phone? Did they ever pull up the call records? I know some of this information are not made public, but we have to talk about them. We have to think about it. Did the police ever check his call records to see, was he talking to someone on that day? The CCTV captured him looking on his phone. Did he talk to someone the day before? Was there any text message or something? Or even on social media. A lot of young people are on social media, and a lot of things happen there that parents don't even see. Did anything happen on social media that his parents were not aware of that triggered him? Was he supposed to meet someone and the person, was directing him on which bus number to take? Where did he go to? It doesn't make sense that someone got on a bus and then vanished. Where did he go to? Something happened to him. And another thing is the information about finding his body in the pond. Did he drown, or did they find him in the pond? The autopsy will probably be able to confirm if he drowned in the water or if his body was dumped there. The reports are not saying exactly how he died. They just said it's unexplained. It doesn't make sense. And the question everyone is dying to know is, where was he within these 2 weeks? There are CCTV cameras all over town these days. Even people put them in their homes or even in their car. So it's rare that you would walk from A to B without someone or something capturing you. So where was this boy for the past 2 weeks? Who was he staying with? What was he eating? Who was keeping him? I am very, very sure that he was staying somewhere. Maybe his friends, maybe they were trying to protect him or hide him. And that brings us back to the issue of what made him leave home. Because if you can find out why he left home on that day, we can then figure out where he is staying. If he left home upset, with any member of his family, then it would show that perhaps he went to squat with a friend. And who was this friend? Were they trying to hide him away from mom or from dad? Maybe let him squat for a few days or probably clear his head. What happened? I mean, we can explain that he spent some time, but still, that does not explain why he was found in the pond. What happened? Was the mom is telling us that the boy is not suicidal, that he has no issues, that he's free with everyone apart from issues from school. But is the issue from school enough for him to walk away from home and not contact anyone and then didn't commit suicide until days after? We just want to know, where was he between that time that he left home? Because that would answer a lot of questions, and whomever that was keeping him will probably explain how he ended up in the pond. His mom is insisting that something happened to him, but she's not sure. She doesn't know who to accuse. She doesn't know where to start from, and the police are not helping matters. I myself am just as curious as her. And lastly, my biggest issue is, why is it that the US and UK police treat black people's case with unseriousness? I remember when this famous YouTuber, Gabby Pitt, she wasn't even that famous, but she had a lot of following, Gabby Petito, when she went missing with her boyfriend, everyone knew about the story. It was trending so bad. Even on the news, you turn on TV, they're talking about it. You go on social media, they're talking about it. Even at the grocery store, there's a newspaper with her face on it talking about it. And I heard that police stations, police forces from different counties and different parts of the country were all looking for her. You see how well they treated this case. But then when a black person goes missing, you get reports like, oh, we don't know what happened. It's unexplained. It's this, it's blah. Why can't they treat everyone's case with the same seriousness? Why can't they match that energy? If Gabby's life was that important that the police force in different parts of the country had to go looking for her, why can't they also do the same when a black person is missing? I have reported a couple of missing persons cases here, and they're always, the police never have any clue. They always claim it's either uncertain or they unexplained. It's like telling you that, oh, we don't really care about these people. We just, if we find them, we find them. If we don't find them, then we move on. That's not the right way to behave. I believe that everyone deserves justice. The police can do better. At the end of the day, the families are all seeking closure. So there's no reason why the police would treat some kind of people especially, and then treat cases of black people differently. That's not fair. So what about you? What did you make of this incident? Do you suspect foul play? Do you think that there's something that's missing here? Do you think the police should, ask his friends, interrogate them to see where, where this boy was at before he was found dead, or even when he went missing? He was surely squatting with someone. We just don't know who that is. And the fact that there are no names mentioned or there's no indication that he could be with friends tells me that perhaps he did not have a lot of friends. Yes, that's very common with some young people. Maybe, maybe there's a reason why he doesn't have a lot of friends. But I believe that even the school that he attends can also join in that investigation. People need to ask questions. What about his best friend? Did he know anything going on with this young man? Is there something he could tell the police to help unravel what happened to him? People don't just go missing. People don't just wake up and wander away. Even if they plan suicide, someone would probably know about it. But then for this young man, between the time of when he left home and the time his body was found, it makes it hard to understand that he actually committed suicide. I think something bad, something terrible happened to him, and we do not know. Being that the fact that he did not have his jacket and he did not have money on him, where could he have gone to? Humans are creatures of habit. They leave clues. They do the same thing over again. until they develop a pattern. And I feel like answers can be found in the way we do things, and that cannot be different from the case of Richard. I believe the police need to snoop around more, check out his activity if they really care. You know, look around, try to help his mom find closure. We cannot just dismiss the case as, you know, is unexplained. There's an explanation. The boy didn't just die, he didn't just go missing. I promised to give a shout out to one subscriber every week or in every video, and today's shout out goes to SD. Thank you so much for your support, and if you're following me on Twitter, please let me know at general_Oluchi so that I can follow you back. All right. To those that are just joining us, I tell strange, dark, and mysterious stories. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get more updates from me. Thank you again for watching, and have yourself a good day.